I'm here to represent the University Management and Administration in this very great event, which is called Emerging Science. Emerging science are two words that look paradoxical or conflicting, or it's like putting two words that don't match together. Because science, we know, is reality, what is tangible, what you can touch. Imagination is something you can't touch. However, it's interesting that the world is coming to this level of putting imagination and science together. That is the use of art, creativity, to promote science and to communicate science. And that is why we are here.
We are at a unique junction because traditionally, people have looked at artists like failures in society. So that if a parent comes and hears from the child, whether it's at class 8, transitioning to high school, or at high school, transitioning to university at the completion of the 4th form, when you say you want to major in something that is art, your parents feel like they have raised a failure son or daughter. But when you say you want to be an engineer, when you say you want to be a brain surgeon, then they feel they can now be proud of their son or of their daughter and who they want to be or have become in society. I feel that because of that, scientists or people who have the background of science are viewed more as the successful ones in life. And with that mindset, they come to the classroom or university environment or college environment and start looking down upon people who pursue art and people who want to major in non-science careers. And so it has harbored a kind of enmity or a kind of conflict, which is not necessary because it has inhibited the growth of both science and art as a unit. And as a unit, I mean at the point at which they merge, because it is something to be celebrated. It is something to be embraced when different fields can merge.
When somebody is creative and artistic, there are a lot of fears against them. There are perceptions that an artist is a liar, an artist is a sellout. So we need to clean the mindsets of our leaders and especially our lawmakers to know that if art can be a tool that can be used to communicate, as we said, to communicate who we are and who we can be and who we were, can tell our history, can tell our present, can tell our future, can predict our future. Art is also therapeutic. It can heal most of the things that we have. We have seminars, conferences against conflict, on conflict resolution. I wish we could use more art and people are able to sing what they feel, express what they feel through art and narratives, and we resolve.
You cannot accomplish the things that can be so good if you don't bring in the mindset of an artist, or an artist does not bring in the mind of a scientist. And therefore, today I think there is that reflection. You remember the small pendulum that I showed, that you can imagine that in a baby class, let's say standard 3, they're being shown about how the pendulum and gravity interact, and the same pendulum can do wonderful patterns. And now the kids are saying, aha, I thought we can only draw with a piece of pencil. And all those are integrations that now start growing up in the mind. Now, we as curriculum developers, we as educators, need to start now seeing that we cannot now be graduating from whatever level. Because like the pendulum case is not for a university. We learn gravity when we are in primary. And we learn the laws of gravity when we are still young. And drawing, we started drawing when we are in nursery school. So you can see, by the time we come to the university, we should appreciate that even if we are in certain disciplines, let's say technology, IT, film, and so on, there are things we cannot accomplish if we don't bring in capabilities and a mindset from the other field, like the artist if we are in science, or if we are in art, we must bring the mindset of the science.
I think it's another way to encourage filmmakers, pass on information in a different way. It's another form of teaching people of things probably they already know, but they don't know that it can be done differently or made available through film. So I think it's a cool idea merging film together with science to pass on solutions to society, just like we have social economical problems today. We can use film to solve that.
All right, it was a really great experience. I liked it, and it's always great being in an environment like that, like-minded people, because you always learn. You may share the same thoughts and experiences in one sector, but you realize that people may have different experiences. At some point, things branch off, but you learn something from that, so that's really cool.
The two worlds can meet, and especially moving from STEM to STEAM, where now the A has been added into it. It's amazing. Now it opens a world of possibilities of creatives and scientists working together. You're a mathematician, you're a linguist and all. You can be able to collaborate and bring in something great. And even the films that we got to see were an amalgamation of all this, and it showed what synergy can be able to do.
Look at the story about mental health. It is a story that in the traditional African society was told, and people are able to be healed ritualistically. I remember when I was doing my undergraduate degree, we went to Mombasa and we were observing exorcism in the traditional way. And I saw it work. The exorcist was able to listen to the story of the person, and that is something we have all lacked, listening skills. By the time somebody is mentioning their name, you're already talking. You're already imagining we understand the problem. But traditionally, people are able to listen to you on the problem and also guide you on how to solve it. I saw these people speaking. As students, we were trying to see how music and art can help heal mental health. So these people would be possessed, in quotes. And the person, the ritual person, would listen to them and get the story and start singing and dancing towards that problem. And even us as students were forced to learn the songs, dance with them, and whichever direction they ran to, we ran with them. Some would go to the ocean, clean themselves with water, and they'll feel healed. Some of them will be very dramatic. They would even go hold a goat and just bite it very hard, and they'll be healed. So what I'm saying is that there are those things that are in Africa that worked before. If the conservative modern medicine is not working, why can't we try and look for some of these things? And like in Kenya, we have a problem because that is what some Christian churches are trying to do. They try to use that traditional healing and bring it into the churches and other worship places, and then we are laughing at them. Maybe it's working. And if the modern medicine is not working, why can't you borrow from some of the traditional ways, bring them to the fore, and let people understand them and know them?
Or you can look at science as observation of natural and physical phenomena. For me, I prefer the other definition, which is about organizing knowledge, because that allows for everything that African societies have known about healing, about nature, about the universe. It allows all that to be considered science. Whereas if you look at what science is defined as today in the world, it says that science is test tubes, it's electronics, which is a very kind of Western way of looking at knowledge. So if you accept the definition of science as organizing knowledge, then yes, I think it's very important for Africans to know everything that they have known in the past.
It's amazing to be in a university because universities are this place where you bring young people together to think together, and it's kind of constructed and structured. It's a beautiful thing, man, because like young people are just potential energy in human beings. And it can go either way. It can go south, it can become amazing. So a university is a cool place to have a thing like this, because then you're giving them an alternative vision, an alternative reality of what's out there. It's important for films, especially for kids who are already interested in film and communications, to see other kinds of films, because it's very easy for young people in this world to watch Hollywood, because Hollywood is like really efficient at getting their narratives in front of young people. But it's really important for them to see other ways that stories can be told, especially if you're an African, because your reality is not a Hollywood reality. So I think it's really cool to show kids different films. I enjoyed myself. It was a great conversation. And it's always great to see something new. I saw a lot of new things today. Yeah.
To scratch just beneath the surface, like it's mind-blowing. Actually, we'll get to a point where when all these things just come together, it's everything: music, art, it's film, it's, dance. It's just I've learned quite a lot.